Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium. The hour is late, it's nearly 7 o'clock, and we have yet to get the body down from the ground. We have attempted several times to punch Measurehead in the head, but it's failed miserably. The sun is setting, our time is limited, but we do have some money. So we're going to start off by paying our rent, and hopefully maybe finding something that can help us.
You?
So about that money I owe.
Yes. Have you got it?
I have your money.
Well?
Let's be polite. Here it is. Sorry for the trouble.
Great. Thank you, officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered.
He's not sorry about his behavior for your sake. Now that you have money, he really wants to make sure you're not angry with him.
It's good you paid before 9 p.m., or your door would have been locked electronically.
He tapped his foot against the metal box installed in the back of the bar counter.
Please pay for each night in advance starting tomorrow. 20 real per night.
Oh, wait, so we're going to pay multiple times? Oh, well, I suppose it is a hotel.
I'll take a room here too.
Of course. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you?
Absolutely not, because I don't know if you noticed that, boys and girls, but we've got an additional skill point. So we can... Oh no, we've our skill cap has been reached. Oh no, does that mean that we can no longer punch Measurehead in the head? Ah, bugger. Ho-hum. In that case... been a bit of a sticky wicket. Let's see, are there any other skill tests we can do to help get the body down? While Kuno continues to throw rocks at him.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and white boots. His skin...
Of course. You have come
No,
back.
there's nothing we could do. Okay, alright. I was thinking... What we can do is that we haven't explored the south side of the map yet. So let's give that a go first and see if there's anyone down there that can help us. We also have 20 shiny pounds to play with to potentially buy some really cool shoes and whatnot. Oh, it's purple. A sewer gate. A gateway to the river of filth. Oh, okay, alright. Well, there's a bin. Some fingerless gloves for electrochemistry. That's for interfacing. Electrochemistry is our skill to take drugs and alcohol. Do they look cool? I mean, they look cool, but we'll keep them on for now. We do have a door down here. Let's go say hello. That's an interesting little room. What's on you? A bust of a woman. The plaque simply says die. In the dark, a film projector is wearing away. What are you? Some kind of machine. An antique cash register. Mostly military wear, with a few eccentric fashions thrown in. What's inside you?
Wow. A very large red t-shirt with an impressive print stands out from the other garb.
Apologise, I do have a bit of a cough at the moment. Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. The print depicts a muscled man striding toward you. A giant sword in each hand, encircled by burning embers. Behind him is a cluster of cabins engulfed in flames. Beneath him are the words, Hjelmdal burning.
Oh, that sounds kind of Norse, I think. Ooh. Let's sniff the t-shirt.
Smells like worn cotton and a little old sweat there.
Ooh.
Worn cotton with a side of flea market or trash bin.
Sniffing is okay, but please don't try anything on. Can't have you leaving your photon emissions in the fabric of things you're not going to buy.
You're not imagining it. Photon emissions? What is he talking about?
To be fair, I wouldn't want to buy a garment with photon emissions on myself. What's the deal with the man on this t-shirt?
It's the man from Hendal.
Walking away from his burning village, yes.
Their matter-of-fact tone belies their surprise at the fact that you didn't recognize the figure in the print.
Remind me, who's the man from Hjelmdal again?
The man from Helmdale is the hero of a series of popular books based on a fictional version of Kotla, mostly what is nowadays Arda NFD. In fact, most people don't think that man from Helmdale ever really existed, but they are wrong.
Hendal isn't a real place.
Neither is the man a real man, of course, but both the man and Helmdale are an ontological necessity. But hey, it's not worth getting into an argument about.
I suppose kind of like He-Man and Castle Grayskull. What do you mean the man from Helmdale was real?
I mean, even if the man from Helmdale didn't exist before the adventure novels, the stories have made it so that he has. It's simple, really.
Okay.
He sounds incredulous.
You sound skeptical. It's not that complicated. All that's required is a more robust understanding of cause and effect. Besides, I've been to Kotla, though not quite as far north as the Helmdal, and watched northern lights travel across the sky. Very unique, energetic tides there.
Very, very unique energies indeed. Geomagnetic ley lines, one might even say.
How much are you selling this t-shirt for?
2 real.
2 real?
That's dirt cheap.
Cool, I'll think about it.
Should.
I mean, physical instrument, that'd be useful for punching people. But then again, so is our tank top. But it does look cool as fuck, but mine is to us to our authority. And we kind of need authority because we're policemen. We'll come back to this. Let go of the t-shirt. Our tank top will suffice for now.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns too slowly.
What can I do for you?
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately. RCM or otherwise.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake. People who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of what's the charity for the Red Cross? The Red Cross. Whenever you go to one of their charity shops. Jesus, I need a better brain. Let's have a look. Nod. Quite the collection indeed.
It keeps me entertained.
His attention is drawn once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Ooh. These where our gloves will come in handy. Electrochemistry. Is Roy high? And if yes, then what is he on?
Okay, he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensations to get to the answer. Looking at his wares, talking to him, that might give you more clues.
Alright then, logic.
A guarded man like him wouldn't tell you if you asked out loud.
Not doing well on these checks, am I? You might be able to aid in our investigation.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Know anything about a recent hanging?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business. Bad for everyone.
Ooh, think you could help me get a corpse out of a tree?
The corpse behind the hostel, I assume. I don't have a truck with a mounted platform or anything of that sort myself.
Come on, you must have something.
Ask around the harbour. There might be some workers there who'd be willing to help.
But there isn't. There just isn't, my good bird nest boy. Yeah, actually, that's all I've got.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colours.
By the way, do you happen to have any guns, like the ones carried by officers of the Citizens Militia?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Ah,
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before. Oh God. The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
wait, I sold you my gun?
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
I feel like there's something you're not telling me.
You weren't quiet yourself, officer.
What was I like?
You were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And that you need the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it.
So we clearly weren't in the best frame of mind. Dear oh dear, that's quite dark. I'm so sorry you had to see me in that state. We don't have to talk about it any further.
No apologies necessary, officer.
Was the buyer a policeman too?
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
I mean, that's kind of a rough summary of what's happened. Like, we clearly got drunk, a bit suicidal, and I think quite responsible by trying to get rid of that gun. Although, maybe not the most responsible thing we could have done. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on the on the Citizens Militia?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Any idea where I can find this buyer?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
And luck is not really on our side at the moment, is it, boys and girls? At least now I know how I lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else.
Of course.
There's something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look.
I'll check my pockets, access your pawn menu.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
I mean, I assume we don't need any of this. Don't work a shift card. Clearly, no one's letting us in with this card, so we may as well pawn that. Yeah, sod it. Let's... Can we... What button do I press? Is it shift click? No, come on.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Oh, I'm gonna press the pawn button. Right, okay. Silly me. There we go. Extra money. For reasons. Don't want to sell clothes because we'll need them. We'll not want to sell a picture of a corpse.
Another time, perhaps.
Okay. Let's see what's in the shop to have a ganders at. Oh, there's quite a few bits and bobs that we can have a ganders. What are you?
Typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Is that a street light?
Yes, officer. As you see, it's in perfect working order.
Let your gaze run over the street light.
The light pole has been carefully cut, and the wiring has been redone and attached to a standard indoor plug. The light buzzes faintly, but persistently.
Where did you get this?
It was brought to me to be altered.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
He leans in so the pawnbroker doesn't hear him.
You have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
I mean, streetlight, yeah. How much for the streetlight?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
Yeah, 700. It's not quite in our price range, is it? Even taking into account the risk of obtaining the light, that seems a bit steep.
There's also the matter of rewiring, but the most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Oh, so it's an indoor light then. Alright, well, nothing that we need. What are you?
Boomboxes on the shelf look well loved and well travelled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
Step on the tips of your toes to see more.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved. This is you. Golden orange. A sunset suite.
Ooh.
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
I do love a boombox, I have to say. Boomboxes were a little bit before my time, but I had a friend who had one. And every single house party we went to, that boombox, man, we had a tape player, had a CD player, and then it also had one of those tape players with one of those, what would they call it, an auxiliary cord attached to it, so you could connect your phone to the tape player, that was fun times back then. What I really want to know is, could this device come handy in my police work?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Like a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
I mean, maybe not so much for a beach party, but possibly for playing tapes that might be useful. Theoretically, could I bring it to a beach party? I'll turn to Kim.
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
He's always so dedicated to the cause. Actually, it doesn't have to be a beach. With a boombox like that, I can bring the party to the streets.
You can play it any way you like. And I guess since you're a police officer, no one can arrest you for it.
Haha, now that is a valid point. Are you sure this is all in working order?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Ah, fair enough. Shopkeep, this Stereo 8 approved machine here.
Is the Harman Welsh W2, made in Vespa, designed in Seoul, plays all reel-to-reel formats, 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Well, that is certainly within our pay grade. Before we commit to any particular item, let's have a further look at everything else. What's in this cupboard?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
Oh, win her back?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine.
Let's see if we can dig up a truly cool figurine in the box under the table.
Why? What's this? A headless man riding a horse? A headless man wearing futuristic tracksuit trousers that say found.
What is this?
Oh, it's the Headless Phone Rider.
I do apologise, I'm recovering from quite a serious cold, possibly maybe even COVID. I don't know, but Lord have mercy on my soul. Who?
The Headless Phone Rider. It's an urban legend about a man who rides the streets of Revachol sporting a fawn tracksuit. As you see, he's missing his head.
He points at the decapitated figurine.
50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part of the story has many interpretations.
Okay, well, our inland empire said it'd be useful for hair. And we did talk about a potential lady in our life in the past. So maybe we'll bump into a lady and she might be really interested in figurines.
Did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with you.
That was a very smooth salesman's grin that almost comes off as earnest. You should learn from him.
Well, luck is all we have. Let's step away from the table. Okay, the boombox. We need it.
On the
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Excellent stuff. Let's have a ganders. Tools. We have... Oh, can I just carry this around with me? Oh, I can carry booze in my hand. That's useful. But we shan't use it here. We shall equip our boombox. We'll have our bag of tear. Oh, we're ready to go. Can I... If I right-click on it, can I use it for anything? Oh, no, it's just equipable. Okie dokie. Let's stride out. Boombox in hand. Ah, there we go. The atmospheric Revacholian music has been replaced with dance music. Cool stuff. Oh, we've got some more plastic tarp. Useful. Waterlock out of order until Wednesday tomorrow at 7:15 in the morning. Okay.
Evening, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and a knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
Well, with a billboard that's been fallen down, do you know what caused this wreckage? Point at the smashed billboard in the canal.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words "daredevil driver" sound ominous to you.
This isn't good. Earlier on when we were talking to policemen on the phone, we got shivers about a car.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here. Especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Do you know what's further down the coast?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
He thinks for a moment.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Yeah, well, I won't try and take his salami. I'm not that mad. Alright, come on, Boombox. Let's figure out a solution to these problems. What's over here? Why are you on the floor? Hot air rises from the sewer. Sour, acrid, or acid, and strangely comforting. There's a bin. Mortar. Okay. And what are in you?
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses in a small box. A variety of shapes and colors.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
The vendor takes a pair of sunglasses and sticks them under your nose. I'll rummage for the box.
These are all boring. Boring third-rate ho-hum sunglasses made of cheap Syrahese plastic. The kind of plastic that melts in the sun. Those UV stickers are almost certainly just there for the show. If anything, these lenses probably direct more UV light into your pupils. A UV magnifier.
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. UV resistant. These will definitely keep your eyes safe and cool while doing your dangerous police work.
They don't seem like all that useful. Try again. Maybe you can find some interesting sunglasses in the box. I see. A pair of water blue shades. The writing on left temple says sub-incylindric rendezvous. The frame appears to be handcrafted out of bone. Ooh.
Oh, very interesting choice, officer. Very high culture.
For the first time, the street vendor's voice trails off as he watches you inspect the glasses. Try them on.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become a sea monster. Giant, hidden, and strangely tender at heart. All is blue. Alright, but these actually make your vision worse. It's like literally being underwater. Yes, but they also make your soul quiver like jello. So deep.
Wow, officer. You look so cool.
The street vendor has picked up his pace again as you observe the world through deep sea-tinted lenses.
And they can be yours for a mere 3 real. My regular customers have passed them all up because they've got no taste. But you found them.
I do like the idea of sea monsters. Something about the ocean that terrifies me, but also intrigues me in a way that I just can't quite understand. Kim, what about these?
The lieutenant tilts his head and steps back, eyes narrowed in a thorough examination. It's a case to him.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Before we have a look, Inland Empire, that is our main skill, and the higher that is for us, the more in-depth. Well, how would I say in-depth? It's, we just sense more. I like that.
A man who knows his style. Much respect.
Okay, let's have a look at these. Ooh, yeah, baby. Come on, get on. Nice. We mean business. We certainly mean business. Okay. Alright. So we have officially hit a dead end here. The man in the pawn shop did say ask the workers around the docks. Maybe there's a couple of people that we have not talked to. But I have a sneaking suspicion. Yep, so everyone highlighted in green is someone that we could talk to. We are at the end of our tether here. We might just have to accept, or pretend to accept, the racism ideology for getting in to see the Labour guy. Labour guy? The union man. One place that we haven't looked in yet is the shop. Mentions something about... In fact, actually, while we're in the library, let's take our boombox off. And we'll have a crowbar. A lot less intimidating. Yeah, there's something about a ghost story, from what I remember. Been told yet.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance.
The clerk extends a greeting.
Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space.
A golden pendant hangs around the woman's neck, in the shape of what looks like a tiny fish head trapped in amber.
Well, thankfully, the only energy we bring into any space is positive vibes. A curious pendant you're wearing. Narrow your eyes mysteriously.
Oh yes, helps to have an anchor in these times.
She clutches the pendant and narrows her eyes as well. Before we go on, you seem to be well off enough. Can you give me some... No, we've already got the money. We don't need any more money. Sir, are you the owner of this store?
I am. The proudest owner of our little shop of culture.
Her voice is high-pitched, as if to give it more penetration.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new customers. It doesn't work.
The girl outside mentioned that this place is cursed.
Cursed? Who said that? Annette? I will have a word with her. This place is not cursed. It has a robustly magnetic energy. Good for commercial activity. My business is thriving, sir.
Oh, excellent. Well, then, won't need our business then. Your daughter is the one standing outside, right?
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post, doing her job like a proper girl?
Oh, yes, of course she was. Oh, bless her. Yeah, of course she was.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her?
Her opinion of her daughter depends on how well she lured you into the store.
That's sad. Go on, 10. She's certainly very polite and helpful.
My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette.
Oh, God, I hope our character doesn't have any children. For the sake of her own mental well-being. I'm here to dismantle the free market and abolish child labour. There's great value add, that's sad. The way you're handling her strikes me as wrong. Yeah, I'd say so.
Mind your own business, sir. In our society, people don't get to tell each other how to raise their children. It's none of your or anyone's business.
Oh no, we don't get to force people how to raise their kids, but we can still voice our opinions. Okay, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store.
Yeah, got nothing of value. Let's have a look. We've got loads of books. I'm not really interested in books, to be honest, in its entirety. Anything up here? It's just books. There was, however, a thing here, a curtain thing here. Let's have a gander at that.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Ah, well, I mean... Shopkeeper, what's behind these curtains?
Nothing. Why aren't you browsing the books? Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? You ought to.
Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
A alluring set of curtains, that's what we like. I mean, books are for people who read and shit, and I read, but, like, not in-game. Examine the strange cage-like trinket.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fish head charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you.
I feel compelled. The eyeless fish demands that we open the curtains.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers.
Her hand has closed around her pendant, her fingers nervously playing with the talisman.
Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Ah, so we're not the only people drawn to these curtains. This is about the curse. That's why you're afraid. Ma'am, this is different than a police... Well, we'll go for the police officer route.
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there.
She stops abruptly as her hand flies over her mouth, baffled by her own bluntness.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
Oh, so the powers. She knows about the curse. And this is about the curse, that's why you're afraid.
No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains.
But I sense this place calling for me. I must investigate beyond the threshold.
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I mean, normally in our relatively sensible playthrough, we'd back off. But we're running out of options here. We need to find something to get us through Measurehead and into talking to the Union owner, so we're just going to have to push through. I don't care, you can't stop me, I'll open them.
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. Be careful. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust.
Okay then. Let's be civil. Let's talk to her.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to Crime, Romance, and biographies of famous people.
Why are you so uptight about those curtains? I just want to know what's on the other side.
I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. I don't understand why it's so important to you. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books. You're supposed to be drawn to the books.
If it's just a storage room, then it wouldn't hurt just to have a little peek inside. It's not cursed, right?
No!
She wavers under your gaze, mouth pressed into a tight-lipped frown. Then she breaks down.
Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said, they don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything?
She closes her eyes and starts mumbling something into the pendant.
Take it easy. You've broken her resistance. Pushing her further will gain nothing.
All right, okay then. Let's be calm. Have you sought help from anyone?
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists and even a pair of Simonese mediators. They provided me with the wards.
She nods at the strange cage-like trinket on the curtains.
The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies further in the building. Even though now I fear, it's not enough.
How does the curse manifest itself?
The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation.
A shiver runs through the woman as she looks around the dimly lit store.
It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy.
She peers at the curtains again.
Didn't that curtain just move?
Ooh. Moving curtain. Maybe wind, maybe ghosts. Yeah, Annette mentioned that the previous tenants had experienced some financial troubles.
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statements.
Ah, not the cacao demons with disappointed income statements.
There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie lingering presence, as if I was unwanted here.
Sounds familiar.
Aw. Yeah, being unwanted. I know the feeling. Strange. I feel unwanted too. What does it mean?
Truly so? Perhaps the dark energies are leeching off you. You shouldn't stay in the store too long. It may be dangerous.
Would you like me to take the case? I can investigate, see if the case is real.
Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess. Stay away. Leave the spirits be, so they can return to their slumber.
Psychic arts? Sounds right down our alley.
I mean, we could certainly solve this. We are +1. You're the master of psychic arts. What if we might be able to increase our odds here if we ask her more questions?
But please, only a few questions.
Is
want to disturb
your
the
pendant part of the
spirits.
ward as well?
Oh, this? No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shamans, with a spell of compulsion. It's to compel people to buy books. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement spell, for example. It's guaranteed to boost sales 15%.
Ah, market magic. Never mind
The
then.
woman before you scans.
Let's
the
convince
store.
her.
Her shoulders. Time to fire up the old lie machine.
Right, okay. Ma'am, I'm a renowned private investigator, a paragon of law, and a specialist in all things criminal.
And I am his private partner, John Shaw. Together we run the preeminent spousal surveillance firm in Revachol.
But wait, there's more.
Once we've caught our client's spouse in flagrante delicto, we blackmail them and pocket the money ourselves, because that's what private investigators do. Now, I see that you are a married woman.
Some penetrating sarcasm from your colleague there.
What nonsense are you two going on about? This is not relevant at all. And besides, my husband would never do such a thing. We are proper people.
Ah, so not into swinging then. Fair enough. Alright, enough nonsense. The point is that we sometimes take on unusual cases.
How can I believe you after all that foolishness?
She looks somewhat irritated.
Our sincere apologies, ma'am. No more nonsense. We are offering to assist you with your troubles. Pro bono.
Despite his apologies, there's a twinge of amusement in the lieutenant's eyes. That's right, and all you have to do is give us the key to the back door. Now let's go for it. It's a good offer, ma'am. I urge you to accept our help. It may be the only chance to save your business.
That's right. When not spying on the love affairs of the ultra-rich, we solve unusual mysteries by the low reload.
What better way than ask us?
Oh my god! Will you stop with that incessant yammering? It's too much. If you wanted the key to the back door, you could have just asked for it.
Oh, well, in that case, fine, we'll ask for it. Can we have the key?
Absolutely not.
Oh, well, we need to put skills in drama to open this white check. Considering that we can't put anything more into our physical stuff, we may as well, while we're here, give it another go. That's what I'd say, personally.
Hello again, esteemed
Let's give it
officer.
another go. Come on, we can do this.
Crime
Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Wait, what if I don't want to lie? No, we've come here to lie. Ma'am, I've come to help. I've handled paranatural situations before.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before.
I sense the psychic emanations from afar. The sleeper beyond calls out.
I'm not sure I can trust your claims. Honestly, you look like a bit of a drinker. I'm sorry for being so blunt, but...
Hey now, hey. You need the booze to focus, alright? The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. He silently picks out his notebook. Go ahead then, rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
Okay, alright then, let's see how far we can push this. You see, it's necessary to drink the spirits in order to contact the void.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I am the Void Revenant. I have the powers to debad all the bad energies.
I should have realised. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance.
Perhaps you truly are the one to deliver this woman from the doom.
But I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us.
No problem whatsoever. Your family is safe. The phantoms are no match for me. Oh, no, instead. Just ask my partner, Kim. He'll vouch for me. Lieutenant mumbles in minor confusion. He has not been listening closely enough. You've put him on the spot.
Certainly so, ma'am. I can assure you my partner is eminent in this particular field.
If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it?
A hand on your heart, on my honour.
Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
Of course, the entity. Close your eyes. But I have sensed its presence.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney?
Ah, the chimney, the passage between heaven and hell, of course.
Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some metal security curtains. God knows what she's doing there. Some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Here's the key to the warded door behind the curtains. Take it. Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to know what she has to say about the curse. What you discover in there.
Unbelievable darkness and ruin.
Alright then, well, never mind solving murders. We are officially Ghostbusters.
You see a set of tattered...
Let us
You
in.
see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little cage-like trinkets, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
Escapes from Plaisance as she tries her best to look away, her round face buried in her hands. That's alright, Plaisance. We've got this. Ghostly silhouettes of hairdryers. A vaguely androgynous portrait of a man. Merely looking at the unmanly haircut threatens your masculinity. Ah, we can't have that.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked.
Knock on the door.
Only an echo. No one is there.
Okay, so the spirits aren't answering. Can we open it? No, we may as well just unlock the key. Lock the door with the key.
After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
Alright, open the door and enter. Oh no! Our worst fears imaginable. It's a gym. Oh, there's a ball there. Oh, shot put ball. Oh, we can give that to the old men. For ruining their game. That's nice. The poster says Citrus Fortis. The rest is worn off. I can't read. Oh, there's some weights. Maybe this could increase
A
our...
barbell lies on the floor. The colour has worn off its weight plates.
Maybe we can lift this and increase our punching power.
It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. Lift them. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard. Why does it feel so familiar?
Is it familiar because I'm a weightlifter?
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber, the squeaky sound of sneakers, your bruised knee against the mat, and a whistle. Then the feeling is gone. It's just a memory.
A memory of what, Logic?
A memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
Well, I mean, age is in the eye of the beholder. Look, Kim, it's a trap. There's no collars on the barbell.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then.
What kind of bastard would just remove the collars? It should be a felony.
It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Well, I feel like as if we need to exercise. Like a Rocky training montage. Let's give it a lift. Yeah!
Conjuring up an inhuman amount of strength, you raise the barbell up in the air. Your biceps tremble, but you're a savage. This is a children's game.
We shall say nothing. Revel in the feeling. Boom.
A warm wave of accomplishment washes over your head as you drop the barbell to the floor. For a moment, it feels like you're strong enough to succeed at anything you ever set your mind to. Hey, but you're still in a ghost house. What if someone heard this? What if they know you're here?
Good technique.
Lieutenant nods with approval. Well, it doesn't matter if they can hear us or know that we're coming. We are strong enough to pick up, was it 68 kilograms? Worn out wall bars, they look unsafe. Oh, we can talk to Kim. Hi, Kim.
What is this place?
Lieutenant stares at the dusty training equipment. Looks like a gym to me.
Yes, but no one's been here in ages.
He draws a stripe on the dusty floor with his foot.
I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
Oh, good point.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
What if there's a reason why no one's been here for ages?
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural explanations where a banal one will do. Now let's move on, shall we?
Alright, Kim, with your smart thinkings. Oh, shot put ball. We've at least got that in our favour. We don't need a crowbar for now. Let's use a torch. What do you want? Punching bag? Sand is dripping from a punching bag. Okay. Fine. What's going on in here? The hallway's blocked by old window panes and debris. Not a pleasant sounding place, is it? Wild animals stare at you in the dark, stuffed and mounted. A large demijohn full of strange liquid. Why are all these French words so hard to read? Airship rotors covered in spiderwebs. They remind you of blades. Well, I don't like all these humanoid shapes. Very unnerving. A naked mannequin. Torso. Strange yellow colour. What's in you? Oh, money. Nice. Blue velvet. Soft to touch. Moth bitten. Is this Emma's Clear? Not a clue. More money. Nice. There's a box in here as well. Ooh, production schedule. Filament memory. Wrong button. Items. I mean, it's £50. The cube-like crisscross of filaments feels oddly fragile in your hands. Its intricate structure covered in dust. Silver tape on the side reads, production schedule note. This filament contains information that can be read using a radio computer. Useful. Potentially. What are you? Steel rotor blades bearing a Slipstream logo. Skis with Slipstream printed on the laminated top layer. Alright, okay.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes, like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic. Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin. And even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. Who are all those creatures? Fantasies of a tortured, feverish mind? You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however.
Examine the welkin. This is important.
It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged.
Ah.
The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
Sounds like a world that Measurehead might be happy in. Except for without the welkins.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Whisper. One of them is a welking supremacist.
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too.
Lieutenant nods at the welkin's facial hair. Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just for a game.
Ah, a game. Well, this has been educational. Let's move on from the welkins.
Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what?
Inspect the
All
photos.
gone. The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog or morphine, a much-needed respite from our own world.
Ah, yes, eggnog and morphine, two bedfellows that we all know so well.
A pinned postcard reads, the heat death scenario, a desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe.
Inspect the schedule.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money.
Keep reading. What happened?
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
The lieutenant looks at the frigid ice fields of nothingness.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Oh, we have that. We found that in the box earlier on. Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: Call in, Tune Out, Wirral Untethered, and Heat Death of the Universe.
Oh, well, that was ominous and disturbing, although I do quite like the artwork. It makes me think of the tabletop role-playing game I'm making in the form of world building. Which, if you're interested, feel free to look at the old Instagram. Instagram.com/Stephen George Publishing. There's a box. Hello, box.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
He sounds surprised and a bit curious. I'm going to turn it on.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open.
Look inside the compartment.
It's empty like a beehive without its brood. Some cables have been left dangling, disconnected. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Well, before we stick it in, let's press play and print and see if any previous things come out.
Nothing happens.
Oh. What if we press play again?
Nothing happens.
Ah, okay. Press print.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay, fine, mainframe. We get the picture. Insert the production schedule.
Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking.
Press play again.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. Have you stirred the ghost of the doomed commercial area from its rest? Could this be its dismembered heart beginning to flutter? The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the air.
Good evening, Fortress Accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule?
What's the production schedule?
The filament you have inserted into the reader.
Alright, thanks for the explanation.
That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core?
I don't know.
If you are unsure, could you please take a look?
How do I do that?
Open the hatch on the compartment. Don't touch the wires. A current is running through it, but the core is safe. There's a filament inside. I need to know what it's called.
It's called production schedule.
Good. Please repeat the password.
You should ask her for a hint.
Yeah. A password? I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint?
No.
This is the police. Please open the thing.
I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress Accident. Without filing a warrant with Lintel, I cannot give you access to this filament.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password?
The voice in the machine asks again. She sounds cold in the damp air. It won't be my birthday. It might be our birthday. We do have a lucky miniature, don't we? Let's ask. Is it my birthday?
Still no.
I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up sooner or later.
Thanks, Logic.
Fortress Accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Why do you call me Fortress Accident?
Fortress Accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently using has been registered to.
Do you have any other information about this company?
One moment.
You hear her flip through a catalogue before she reads out with studious care.
Fortress Accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games. That's what the catalogue says.
Oh, it's a games developer, so they are making a D&D-esque... Well, I assume D&D. It's, well, maybe just like a fantasy game of some description. And what's that, this interactive call-in radio game?
Any other questions?
That's all for now.
Thank you, and goodbye.
The old lady's voice disappears along with the static.
Tiles on the cube are still smouldering.
We'll remove it,
Slides out.
and we'll leave. Okay, we've clearly not gained much from that, but we do have a cube, and that's something. What are you?
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. A diagram for summoning some time-forgotten being. The symbols seem very esoteric.
What am I looking at?
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic.
Radio frequencies for what?
Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
So we're dealing with something medical here.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled The Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants.
If it's a game, then who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. All of this is gone, left unrealized. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this off.
Oh my goodness, it's like a Kickstarter. Like many Kickstarters, they promise the world and then don't.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became.
Yeah, that is exactly a Kickstarter project. Why would you say that?
The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Maybe the cast was just the game developer gone rogue.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace?
It's just a failed business. The only question is, what the hell were they making?
Yes, that is the question.
Lieutenant takes a step back, steepling his hands.
Looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers.
Utter madness, he thinks.
Utter madness. What do you think happened to the company?
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard.
Wow, yeah.
Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but...
The lieutenant tilts his head thinking. It does sound like it was just a play to cheat out money from their investors' pockets. That's what I think.
I don't think so. I think they genuinely believed.
Lieutenant looks around the derelict room. The pipes howl and the rat crosses the floor.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Yeah. Scribbled across a noteboard, developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe. Well, they said developers, but they never actually did it, did they? Oh, there's a box, money, and drugs. Nice. What else is in here? There's a polar bear. Hello, polar bear.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The door is covered in frost, and the bear's eyes are glowing red.
What is this thing? It looks like a giant ice bear.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slice of light shines out from its mysterious belly door.
crack open the door.
A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a low grumble as the bear regulates itself. This is the inside of a refrigerator. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun.
Oh, so you'll grab your gun for a giant polar bear, but you won't grab your gun and help me beat up Measurehead. Relax, Kim. It's a fridge.
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge.
He relaxes his hand, his face bathed in the harsh light of the open fridge door.
Let's take a look inside.
Look inside the refrigerator.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name, Revachol Ice City. A handwritten note has been attached to the door. The fridge is huge.
What is a giant bear-shaped fridge doing in an abandoned cellar in the first place?
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge.
The lieutenant reaches for one of the wrappers. He studies it in the light. So he tried to sell ice cream from this hyper-carnivore.
I know. What an unfortunate marketing choice. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money to this day.
The lieutenant points at the red snaky cable running from the fridge.
The fridge buzzes with energy. The electricity bill on this thing must be catastrophic.
Take the note from the door.
You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Examine one of the ice cream wrappers in there.
A friendly cartoon bear smiles back at you from a glossy cellophane wrapper. It looks nothing like the fridge.
I was gonna say, a cartoon bear looks a lot nicer than a bear with literal red glowing eyes. Close the door. Cheers, bear. What's on you? Interact. The fridge note.
The note is written with a blue pencil on a piece of lined office paper. The kitchen magnets have left spots on its surface.
Does it say anything interesting?
The lieutenant leans closer to read the crumpled note over your shoulder.
This is tangential at best, but the lieutenant's detective instinct is still active.
Read the note.
Someone has scribbled, S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. The illiterate ginger kid keeps stealing stuff from the studio, so I had to hide it somewhere safe.
Ah, Kuna.
You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker. Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place with a freezer. Take care. Sully Soif.
To be suave. Okay, remind me again, what's a filament memory?
It belongs inside a radio computer, storing its memory. It's like a tape. You listen to disco tapes, right? It's like one of your disco tapes, only for a computer.
Ah, there we go. Speaking my language.
It's like the production schedule you found. Only this one's an off-site copy.
Who is a little ginger kid? We know. We know. Do you have any idea where this frozen ice cream maker could be?
I don't know. I assume it's somewhere close to the ice bear fridge.
Okay, let's have a look. Let's see if we can find it. An ice cream maker, defrosted and unplugged. The flashlight casts a shadow. There's a hidden doorway here. Ooh. Okay then. What are you? Two rusty rifles are hidden above the piping. They look inoperable.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Look, there's a hole in the wall. Shine light on the hidden compartment.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Okay, I do.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Rifles, Kim.
Are these any good?
Inspect the rifles.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest. But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
Ooh. This one looks nice. Take the rifle.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
What does this mean? A rifle here?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
Ooh. Where are we? Look around the secret room.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Ooh, can we equip the rifle? Ah, no. Come on, surely. Surely. Nope. I was going to say, because even if it doesn't work, we can at least point at him and say, oi, let us press the button. Someone has stuck some busted guns underneath the ceiling. Right, well, useless if we can't use them. An ice cream maker that's still running.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner on top and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen shut.
Turn the ice cream crank.
Turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur.
Oh, that's depressing.
What better to assuage the creeping sense of failure than some frozen fat and sugar?
Ah, yes, yes. Nothing to make you feel better than eating half a litre of ice cream while crying. Try to crack open the lid.
You slip your fingers under the frozen lid, but the ice is too cold for you to get a good grip. A pry bar would come in handy here. If you want to try...
Oh, we do have a pry bar. That is a thing that we currently possess. Let's crack it open.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has a...
Pry bar not strong enough. And we find something else to assist us.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby.
Oh, well, to save... They mentioned earlier on that the bear is probably costing them lots of money. Let's unplug the giant red cable.
Electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
And unplug the black cable.
Something close to you dies with a soft electric purr.
Why did you do that?
I don't know why I unplugged it. I just do things for no reason. Yeah, I do it for no reason.
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board now has 1 cable missing.
Take that. Can we open you now?
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand crank.
That's a grip of gloves. Machine is unplugged.
An electric freezer.
I don't want to break our... There might be a chance that we could break our crowbar, possibly. But what's on you? Oh, health stuff and more money. Huzzah. Oh, we've got an insane mesh tank top. A collection of tank tops grows larger. Intercom wires running into the breaker board. I want to go up here, but before we go up here, I saw something earlier on that we can have a look in, which is this doofer.
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, colouring it pitch black. Looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Kim, what is this thing? Is it a furnace?
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected to the chimney.
He opens the door and gingerly peeks inside.
No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire. Only dead rats.
Well, I mean, we did say that we were looking for a chimney, didn't we? Look inside the furnace.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. It's coming from above. A voice or several voices talking to each other. Near the smoke chamber, upstairs.
What are you doing?
Lieutenant asks when he sees you climb halfway into the furnace. I'm not sure, Kim, but I think I can hear someone talking upstairs.
Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
Ah, well, it's a good job that we've trained so much in being a physical instrument. Yell hello into the furnace.
Something breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow echoes throughout the chimney's depths. The chatter of tiny voices above suddenly cease. Then...
Hello?
You hear a woman's voice answer.
You've awakened the entity.
This is the police. Who's there?
Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety
You hear a low rumble upstairs, the sound of a curtain being pulled aside.
After you, officer.
Oh, okay. Sound like a friendly entity, if that indeed is what it is. Got something in my inventory. What is it? Oh, just a insane mesh tank top. So those are the stairs. This is not where we want it to be. Well, at least now we know what's in that building that we saw. I think it was episode 1. She mentioned these stairs? Must be. She mentioned something about curtains.
Yes?
No, Kim. I want to talk to you again. No, don't.
Yes?
Damn it, Kim. I want the stairs. There we go. Mentioned something about curtains. Did we see curtains? Oh, we didn't even see this one before. This room, sorry. Postcard, that's nice. What are you? Shoes in a puddle of melting snow. Ah, hello. What are all these things? This tray is full of dice, colourful polyhedral dice, hundreds of them. The candy dispenser has been repurposed to contain thousands of dice.
Hello, I'm Nia.
A bird-like woman sits on the throne of tools, with emerald light shining through her hair.
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been listening to my Melius.
She taps on her headphones.
So what kind of die are you looking for?
Could this be the malicious entity? Perhaps it's wise to go along with this masquerade for now. She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Oh, yes, that would be useful. We are solving a murder after all. Hold on, what do you mean by milieu?
Yes, a milieu is like a call-in station. You need a two-way radio to access one. That's why I have these.
She pats the headphones on the table.
Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. But some of the stations can be quite interesting. I was so absorbed, I must have missed you knocking.
Ah, it's like she's listening to a podcast. Okay. You must have me confused with someone else. I haven't knocked on your window.
Then how did you get inside? By the south entrance? You know what? It doesn't even matter. What matters is that you're finally here. Let's talk dice. Did you have something specific in mind?
Ah, I have a friend that I play D&D with quite often, and he makes these wonderful sets of dice, and he's also got this really, really cool little wooden boxes he makes, where you can put like all your character sheets in, put little notepads in, and the box opens up like a wooden book almost. Keep on telling him to try and sell his stuff and put them on Etsy and other stuff, because truly is a talented craftsman, but he never does. I hope he does one day. Why are you asking me about dice? Move on.
I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your role-playing system and I'll make the die you need. That's why you're here, yes?
As she speaks, her bone-like fingers fiddle with a ring. Her bones light, but her hands strong. Role-playing games? You know the one made by Fortress Accident. Does that count?
Huh. Okay. Sure, I like role-playing games. I need some dice. No, we're police officers. I'm not interested in buying dice right now. I'm a police officer and I need to ask some questions.
Of course, I can see that. I just thought you were a police officer looking for dice. How else can I help you then?
This person means you, or no one else, absolutely no harm. She will answer freely and honestly.
Thank you, suggestion.
No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask what you need.
What do you know about the man who was lynched behind the well in rags?
Nothing really. I didn't know him.
Who cares about the dead body? We might be dealing with a malignant entity here.
That's a good point, Inland Empire.
The lieutenant looks at his notebook, then the woman under the large window.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard. You're saying you didn't see or hear anything unusual last Sunday evening?
I'm sorry, Detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus behind my window.
What do you mean by daily ruckus?
Well, there's always something going on in the Whirling's backyard.
She stops to try and come up with an example.
During daytime, there are usually those kids. And lately, I've been seeing a lot of drunk workers hanging about. Must be because of the strike.
I like her voice. It's a bit rough but soft at the same time.
She's heard of the murder, but did not see it, sire.
But I never saw anyone during that fateful Sunday night, I'm afraid.
Okay then. You often work Sunday nights?
It's an odd profession, making dice for people. But I like it, and I prefer doing this to sitting at home.
That's fair enough. And you never took your eyes off work to look out the window?
I might have, but in this case, all I would have seen is my own reflection staring back from the darkness. It's really hard to make anything out in the yard when it's dark outside. Besides, I rarely get up to look out the window when I'm in the zone.
I see. Thank you for your answers.
She nods.
Anything else, officer?
Right, so we've gained nothing in the way of clues for the murder. Oh, go on. While we're here, Novelty Dice Maker, how did you become a dice maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games yourself?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Most of the time. We've all got stories of playing D&D, I imagine, where we've played with less than nice people. But yeah, I'd say 90% of people are okay.
She's thankful for the security they provide her.
I do this a lot. I quite often go to bars, and a lot of the friends that I have either married, got kids, or they've got like really important jobs. So I don't really have many people to go outside and drink with. So I normally go to a place in my local hometown of Hull called Off the Road, and spend a lot of time talking to the barflies there, asking them, what would you do? What job do you have, or what did you do before you retired? And I like that line of questioning. It's good fun. Okay, let's roll some dice from you.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Ooh. I'm looking for something to help with my work.
I think I have just the right one for you.
She opens the top drawer of her work desk and takes something out. 2 polyhedrons, red and blue, are cradled in her palm.
Police colours.
Ooh. Because I'm a police officer, right?
Not the most original, I know. But sometimes the obvious choice is obvious because it's best. Here, catch. They're a gift from me.
Oh shit. Catch the dice.
Mr. Smooth moves. You snatch the dice out of the air with one hand, just like you're in a movie.
Oh, excellent stuff. We won't wink at the dice maker. Say nothing. Act like you've done this 1,000 times.
What are the odds? The red one is made of bloodstone with a lapis lazuli inlay, and the blue one is the inverse. Think of them as your lucky charm, officer.
Oh.
She smiled at you. She smiled. You truly are Mr. Smooth Moves.
Oh, that's cool.
You definitely need luck in Martinez. Was there anything else?
I don't know why, but stuff like that does make me tear up a little bit. Just nice people being nice. For no reason other than just because it's nice. That's... Yeah, you don't get much of that anymore, do you? Hey, where are we anyway? What's in this place? Look around the room.
We're inside the chimney of an old central furnace. It's strange, I know.
She looks at the ruddy bricks that make up the walls. Even though they've been repainted and there's still signs of coal black soot here and there.
But when I arrived here, all the other rooms were taken, so I had to build myself a makeshift home. Besides, I don't really have to pay any rent here, so that's a plus.
Plaisance was right. There's an entity living in the chimney. You should ask her about the curse.
Creative.
Oh, I heard this place is cursed. Do you know anything about the did you know that people call it a doomed commercial area?
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true.
Plaisance is the one who sent me. She's convinced that the place is swarming with malicious energies.
Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energies spared her somehow?
Actually, the bookstore isn't doing that well. There are hardly any customers and she has to exploit her own daughter to keep the company going.
Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in rags? Some people say it's part of the building complex.
No, the Welling Rags isn't doing well either. Its waitress just took off. Customers have trouble paying bills. Haha, that's me.
And then there is me.
She sighs, looking at her messy work table. All kinds of tools lie scattered from knives to carving files to wire cutters.
I've been here for 14 years, selling novelty dice to role-playing enthusiasts. Not exactly a million-real business idea, yet somehow I've survived despite the talk of malicious energies. Strange, isn't it?
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
I'll be the first to admit that there are many inconsistencies in this so-called curse.
I was just about to ask, what do you think? Do you think the curse is real?
Time has come to face the source. Fear not, for the forces of the universe are supporting you in this psychic quest.
I think it still might be you that's causing this. No, we can't say that. I'm starting to see that there is no curse, only business decisions and natural market fluctuations.
Exactly. Truth is always so disappointingly mundane and boring. But I'm glad we got this sorted out. Anything else I can help you with today?
That's all she has to say on the subject. She's been thorough and truthful, as far as we can see. Plaisance is not going to like what you have to tell her. The bookstore closes starting 2100. You'll have to do that tomorrow.
Oh shit, it's 9:30 in-game, so we can't tell her now. Why hasn't her business failed? I don't want to risk upsetting her. She's been lovely. We'll leave her to it. Okay, alright, well, it's 9:30. Things have closed. I assume... I mean, we can have a look to see if Measurehead's gone to bed and maybe we can sneak past him tomorrow. In fact, before we go, let's have a look at these dice, shall we? Oh, we can't interact with them. Never mind. Okay, we shall leave it there. Well, anyway, it's been a pleasure having you boys and girls along. If you fancy supporting the channel, please do have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month does give you some more Dawn of War good stuff, as well as some other bits and bobs that I'll be working on in the future. By the by, the first book that I've ever written, The Midnight Man, is also available on my Patreon as well. So if you like reading and stuff, give that a go. Anyway, man's been Mr. Landshark. Pleasure's always never short. I'll see you in a bit. Peace.